This is the story of two ordinary families in a race to help save the planet. We're challenging them to change their habits. With the help of energy experts and their own personal coaches, each family is ready to go green. At the end of the 3-month competition, the winning family will drive away in a brand new electric car. The families are learning to go green, but can they change their lifestyles without giving up or cracking under the pressure? Find out next on The Greenest House. Last time on The Greenest House, it was an all-out energy smackdown at the Community Green event that had both teams facing off against each other, and each team had 5 extra members.
A beautiful day, had big teams. It was great to see the +5s and the families working together.
The race gave both teams a run for their money.
We had the exhausted station, the emissions station that the Falcones ended up having a little bit of a challenge with, right?
All I could see from afar was they had to pump up the earth if they got a right answer, or the black ball if they got it wrong, and they just kept going to the black ball, and we're, 8, 9, 10, still alive, folks.
Go Falcones! I'm pretty much, one of the smartest people on earth, and I didn't know some of the answers, so that I found
surprising.
Yeah, that was
surprising.
Kind of a tough one.
Team Edison led the competition in elapsed time. However, Alistair threw a wrench into their plans for total domination.
It turns out that actually we had a little inaccuracy in the composting. We had a little extra problem on the Edison side.
The big thing was that there was a plastic bag in the compost. I know you guys
sabotage.
There was no plastic bag in the compost.
Yeah, I would challenge that too.
There's no way.
There was a mysterious plastic bag that showed up in the compost pile.
The one thing we're going to think is funny, though, is that if during the show, there's like one scene where Todd puts the plastic bag in, and then there's like all this commentary, like, we didn't put no plastic bag in there, and then you see it go in there and go, oh.
The bonus round solar car race had the teams on the edge of their seats.
I was so suspenseful watching Mark and Kevin build that solar car and the other team, and they were way ahead, and then they weren't ahead, and then way ahead, and then neck and neck.
Not a big fan of the bonus rounds.
Yeah. And I had to turn around, at one point I had to turn around and just sit down and not look.
We had a good start, and we were going, and then Alistair informed us we had to start behind the starting line. And then when we did that, our car got stuck in the groove of the sidewalk.
There was some talk of shadowing.
It's more like this much.
I heard that.
And strange car placements.
Lies.
There was no way that the cars were powerful enough to go over that groove.
I was so happy, and then it hit the post. Oh my God! And then it stopped. I think it was in the shade or something. And
It got to the finish line, and the banner that was finish line like blocked the solar panels and made them stop.
and I bumped it and it went, and it was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe we won.
And then we got it going, and yeah, we win. No, you win. Yeah.
The Falcones took it by about a centimetre. By a centimetre.
And Alistair took my heart out and he ate it like that.
Right. We won by a fraction of an inch, and I couldn't believe it. I was so happy.
And that was intense, wasn't it?
The Edisons were very disappointed with their loss.
We're still all receiving group counseling actually for it.
That's good. The therapy's helping.
Therapy's helping.
But Team Falcone only has one reaction.
That was excellent. Like going kayaking.
With two brand new Necky kayaks made from 95% recycled plastic, Team Falcone is all set to enjoy some low-impact recreation.
Nicholas and I love to kayak.
I couldn't be happier. Plus my team won, so I mean, that's cool, right?
With the last family challenge complete, both teams reevaluate the competition and their strategies.
Obviously, that other team, they did pretty well too.
Right.
They did well.
What were their names again? I can't remember.
I don't.
This was the last family challenge. We really needed to stick it. We really needed to get that.
So the Edisons won the first challenge, the trivia challenge. Then we went to transportation, and again it was the Edisons who won that. Then we had the rain barrel challenge, which the Falcones won. And now today, we have the Falcones winning. Now it's back to the progress that the families are making on their individual family goals.
It really comes down to how are we doing in our individual challenges against our own baselines. It's totally up to us if we win.
And with the spotlight focused back on their homes, it's time to step it up. Over at the Falcones, Jaylyn leaves her car behind and with Chico bag in hand, heads to the farmer's market. Farmers markets are springing up all across the country and offer local residents a chance to spend their dollars closer to home. The food is often fresher and cheaper with fewer transportation costs. Plus, the money goes directly to the farmers. Todd gets ready to take the kids out for the day, all dutifully toting their Chico bags.
So here's your bag that I've been collecting for you. And here's your Lixie Pop wrappers. And here is your popcorn wrapper.
On the schedule, a lunch out at a local Mexican restaurant. Towards the end of the meal, Todd is suddenly faced with a waste conundrum.
I wonder if this is compostable. Wax paper, I think it is.
How to take home the leftovers without generating non-recyclable trash.
I could get a to-go box from somewhere else that's compostable. We could wrap everything in a napkin. I don't know what to do.
While Todd agonizes over his decision, Carrie is pulling hard for the team as she figures out how to get to a business meeting 40 miles away, leaving her Volvo behind. Not a regular bus rider, she's taking the plunge and trying out the bus despite concerns about time and convenience. But the trip is straightforward and simple.
Hi guys, how are you?
Meanwhile, Todd is reliving his Mexican food dilemma.
This is a reenactment of our trip to Taco Lobo.
I got a call from Taco Lobo that he had some leftovers and needed his coach's advice.
Well, I'll call our coach. Ring. Hey Kim, what should we do?
We solved it. He asked for aluminum foil.
We can't use styrofoam. What about aluminum foil? Yes, aluminum foil sounds good.
I loved it.
Go Team Edison! Yeah!
Coming up, we find out who wins the 5-minute shower challenge as the families get down to business in their homes. With lots of buzz, it's easy to get lost in the big picture of green possibilities. But reducing your impacts doesn't have to cost a fortune.
I think when the inspector was here, all of it, I felt like, oh my God, there's so much money we're going to have to put into the house to make it more efficient.
Well, I think like anybody right now, money is obviously an issue.
I have questions about what is the most efficient, because I think there's a lot of information and the green word gets thrown around a lot.
But the reality of it is in the day-to-day, you don't know what to implement and what's going to make the most difference.
If you look at your habits, you can find ways to go green without spending a dime. Water conservation specialist Anitra Achachuro has the results of the 5-minute shower challenge and offers a bit of inexpensive help.
Well, the numbers are showing that you guys are doing really well and handled it really well, because initially you guys did like a 22% reduction in that first week from going from your typical shower routine down to the 5-minute shower. The Edisons actually did come out a little bit ahead of you on that. But on the flip side, you guys have actually been able to maintain that reduction throughout the subsequent weeks. You guys do have some low flow faucet aerators and shower heads already installed. But the ones that we offer at the city, they're rated for a lower gallon per minute flow rate.
So it can save even more.
So you can save even more water.
Okay.
And these are offered free from our utility, and a lot of other utilities do the same. 2.2
gallons per
minute. Since this one is a 1.5 GPM, we will swap that out. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
Yep, we got it.
In a non-conserving household, the average person uses about 69 gallons of water per day. Installing aerators on your faucets can save more than 36 gallons per day. Another big drain is the shower. Low-flow shower heads have improved a lot. With a few quick wrenches, you can save water and enjoy a comfortable shower.
Okay, well, so since we are going to be screwing the threads on this way,
clockwise,
we want the end of the tape to go pointing that same direction. So we wouldn't want the tape end going that way because then it would bunch up.
It would bunch up
not
when we're
work.
screwing it on there. And that just gets a little bit stronger seal and connection so we don't have any leakage between the... We've gotten a lot of good comments back that people really enjoy this shower head. And it's only 2 gallons of water per minute. No leakage?
Yep.
Looks like some pretty good flow.
Yeah.
They won't even know the difference.
It feels really good and strong. I think that would be great.
Do you know which are the largest water usage fixtures in the home? In terms of your shower, your faucets, your toilet, and your washing machine? Which one do you think uses the most water?
My washing machine?
It's actually the toilet.
Oh, that was a test. You're not talking about my particular circumstances.
No, not your particulars, no. But,
okay.
But in general.
Oh.
But yeah, but you're close because the washing machine is actually second.
Well, we have a dinosaur of a washing machine
It's probably about 40 gallons per load
easily.
For the older ones. Yeah.
The Falcone's ancient washing machine is an old warhorse that needs to be put out to pasture. Pinky Vargas from Cascade Natural Gas talks to Mark about the energy impacts of wasting water.
A typical family, 1/3 of their energy bill is spent on heating water in your house. If you think of a typical shower, it uses 3 to 8 gallons per minute of water unless you put in some low flow water filters.
2.5 gallons per minute.
2.5 gallons per minute, exactly, all right. So that can reduce your water usage there. But if you look at something like your clothes washer, and this clothes washer is about a 45-gallon tank. So
and
if you
about
think you're
14 years old. Too.
And about 14 years old. So if you think that it's using that much water every time you use it, and what it takes to heat that much water, the newer machines use a lot less water, so there's a lot of less water waste and a lot less energy waste. So one of the things that Cascade Natural Gas is doing is they realize that it does take a little bit for people to go out and buy a brand new washing machine. So they're giving people a rebate in order to purchase a washing machine. A family spends $550 a year on utility bills as far as using your heating, your water. So that's the cost of the washing machine right there, is 1 year of bills.
Coming up, Jaylyn hits the road and Todd hits the crawl space. Bicycling to work might not seem like that big of a deal, but for Jaylyn, it was a major victory.
I biked on Friday, and I didn't have any meetings, so I could be more casual on Friday. So I packed different shoes in my backpack. I left at about 7:15, and going there is pretty much downhill and then straight. And I was worried, but what happened was my boss said, "You're not going to make it up that hill. Are you crazy? You know what? You can ride your bike up that hill." And I was mad. So I said, "Yes, I can," and that's a motivator. So I just like, don't look up. I just kept pedaling, and I'd look up and go, oh my God, I've got like 4 miles. And I just kept looking down, and I made it to the stop sign. Of course, I wasn't breathing well, but I made it. And then I zoomed home, and I didn't crash. I mean, you know, from exhaustion at the end. So I feel like I could do it more than once a week. It took me almost a half an hour to walk and only like 12 minutes to ride my bike, so that was good.
There have been changes at work as well.
She does recycle toilet paper rolls, so it's really funny to see her come out of the women's restrooms. She does eat less candy because you can't recycle candy wrappers. Like today we learned a little thing about Post-it notes, that she rips off the plastic, the sticky part, and throws that away, but the rest of it you can recycle. It's kind of funny.
Air sealing at the Edisons means Todd in a hazmat suit and a mask, but he has his eyes on the prize.
What's that for? Why
I'm going to go inside the crawl space, Lolo.
do you need this?
Yes. It went well. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, I enjoyed it at first half hour. It's kind of like Tom Sawyer, you know. Come on, everybody, it's really fun. You can do it too. You know, I'd look around and just see endless amounts of duct work to do. I think I did a pretty good job of sealing every little nook and cranny that needed to be sealed. There was a couple tight spots. Not only was I on my stomach, but I had to crawl under some beams and through the dirt and through the rat droppings. We'll just have to see how it turns out.
Todd's been working hard inside the house as well, but the CFLs that he has installed are getting mixed reviews.
I noticed from the road, and I see it right now on the side here, you have some new lights in the living room.
We had some bulbs that were CFL in the house, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So we were trying to go through and change the ones that weren't, and I put Todd in charge. We have the other ones in the dining room, and it looks great.
Oh yeah.
And
oh
I
my
think
gosh.
they're in here too.
Yeah,
so
it's
it looks great.
total
It's
difference.
totally different. And it's funny because Todd put these in and I was like, oh, that's terrible, we gotta go. He's like, I like it. Like he really likes this. He's like, it's so bright, it's so wonderful. So there must be some sort of chromosomal issue.
Yeah. From the outside, it actually is unappealing.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is going on in there?
Like another few minutes. I'm like, we literally have to change those out like right away.
And there's more mixed news for Team Edison when Anitra comes to talk turkey about their water use.
You guys did very well after the week that we measured your consumption after the 5-minute showers. You guys reduced your water consumption by 25%.
Wow, that's huge.
You guys didn't really sustain it there afterwards.
I think we're on track now.
Okay. Well, we're still monitoring you guys, so we'll be checking back in again. Okay. Oh, so it looks like you guys already have some sort of faucet aerator on here.
Yeah. They can't put an aerator on the kitchen faucet, so it's off to the laundry room.
We could definitely replace that if this is something you guys want.
Sure.
This is nice because it has kind of an on-off lever.
Oh, that is neat. Cool.
Yeah.
But the upstairs bathroom poses some interesting challenges.
We might not be able to install this because it goes directly into the faucet and you wouldn't have a way to install it. So is the...
you know what? This is
it's too big.
This is not a standard size. Yeah.
Low-flow faucets aren't always plug and play. It's worth a closer look before you take off your shower head. Todd needs an adapter before he can go any further in the upstairs shower. In the meantime, Team Edison has a party going on and they have to get creative about recycling and food packaging.
Here is a portion of the recycling. This is the compost yard waste bin. This is the amount of garbage from our party.
Not bad for a party with 80 people. Over at the Falcones, they're heading to the county fair, but they can't spend any miles on the trip, so that leaves the plumb line. There's nothing quite like a fair, especially when you're hauling around your own garbage. Coming up, the teens lay it all on the table as the Carry It Home Challenge comes to an end.
Could we use this bad boy?
As the coaches sort through the team's garbage, Kim's a little surprised by what Todd's been carrying around. Everything from surgical tubing to a stopwatch.
Okay, and now it's
taken. This is from day one.
It's taken apart because I actually tried to get a new battery. That shouldn't even be mine. I mean, I didn't try to cut corners like some people. I put exactly what was used in there.
Apparently very honest.
Well, mine's not as fun as yours. I had sunblock, tube.
You could recycle it.
Can I? It didn't
take off the lid and just recycle it.
You're kidding.
This is a week of our garbage. It's all packaging.
Right, it is. It's all packaging.
And it's more surprises at the Falcones as well.
So here's a hot dog bun bag. This actually could be recycled. This could go back to the grocery store, and you guys are already working on that. This looks like a foil tea bag wrapper. These can actually go into Food Plus too because they are biodegradable. That'll break right now. You can't do much with bacon except eat it because it rules.
Again,
Top ramen, there we go.
That's
Holy
probably
cow.
his, yeah.
A significant
He said
amount
it.
of ramen.
He said it too. I think all you're gonna find in my bag is top ramen.
I'm not seeing anything recyclable in here at all, so it looks like you did a pretty good job of sorting through this stuff.
We're on the home stretch of the air sealing competition, and the energy consultants from Cascade Natural Gas arrived to give some final suggestions.
Air is just like water or electricity. It will always take the path of least resistance.
Okay.
So we actually have to build in some resistance to push air to the other runs of ductwork that are before this. What you've got here is a 7-inch run, a flex duct, hooked up to a 6-inch Y. So you're going to lose airflow going down that way, and you end up with hot and cold spots in your house. What would probably be better is if you took the ductwork off, and you
Okay.
put in a fitting, a 7-inch fitting, with a butterfly damper.
Okay.
Otherwise, 90% of the air that makes it down this far is just going to keep on
Just
going.
going to keep going in here and leave these two.
Those 2 runs are going to be
Nothing.
dead. The one thing to avoid that I do need to point out is the use of duct tape. Duct tape doesn't work very well.
And over at the Edisons, Todd's about to find out how well he did under the house.
So what we can do now is just see what we've got as far as what might have been missed or what's still leaking. And to do that, my favorite thing is to have a theater fog machine.
Tom points the fog machine at the furnace intake, and when they see smoke leaking out of the ducts, they'll be able to easily identify the holes and seal them up.
Feel like I'm in a Cheech and Chong movie. Well, we made a huge dent in this one, I'll tell you that. This one doesn't seem to be leaking at all.
With a little more twisting and bending, they put the finishing touches on the downstairs ducts. But Todd's not done sealing yet.
Before we insulate, we want to find all the places where pipes and wires go up through the floor and try to seal those around. And the best, tool for that is the regular old foam can that most people are familiar with at the hardware store. Right in there like that, and it expands and seals that right up.
As both teams head into the final stretch, we check in with the coaches.
What have I heard about Ben? I know there's a lot of flexing, some a lot of this, but yeah, there's some of this, and I've seen him, do a little of this before. So I've asked him, how's his family doing, and he says good, and of course, what else is he gonna tell me? But I see some fear in his eyes. Oh, I do.
This is my ballad to the Falcones for today. Oh, Falcone family, I think you'll beat the Edisons. They don't really stand a chance. That's all I had. All right, good.
Next time on the Greenest House, it's all down to the wire as the teams kick into the final lap. But there's one final challenge in store, and it could swing the competition either way.